finished in second and third, and Jake Van Scoter, a senior from Georgetown. The highest returner is Bryce Owens, who was a freshman a year ago. He finished in fifth, followed by Simone Bedard, who's considered one of the favorites. So Simone Bedard, the junior from Butler by way of France, could be one to watch here in this one. We'll keep an eye on, of course, Simone, as Simone Bedard will be running for Butler. Butler comes in with high hopes indeed as we get you set here. The runners are out there. It's 8K. If you saw the first race, we showed you the 6K race. There is an extra loop in there, and just like the women, as they're underway, the 2021 Big East Men's Cross Country Championship is underway. Dean Linke with you. Delighted to be with you, coming from WakeMed Soccer Park, my home away from home, as the longtime voice of both the North Carolina Courage and North Carolina FC. This is where they compete. As we say hello to Keith Brook, who is listening in, the former Northwestern cross-country star. Good to see the other conferences tuning in. The men's race is underway. We'll keep an eye on Simone Bedard. You see early on they get the chance to run downhill. However, not once but twice they'll have to run uphill on this course. It's wide open during the finish. It's wide open during the start. It's also wide open when they loop back. However, for a good part of this race, when they get into the woods, it is very narrow and it's up and down. It's not a super hilly race, but there are undulations throughout, and it's very much cross-country-esque is the best way to talk about it as they get inside the woods here at this beautiful facility. When they built the soccer park, shortly thereafter, they decided this would also be a great venue for cross-country. A back part of the woods, you actually run up against a little bit of a neighborhood that I'm not sure the runners recognize, but you'll see several small homes way back in there on that loop. Once again, do want to congratulate Georgetown women for taking home, and also congratulate UConn women. They were just 2 points away from perhaps shocking the Big East cross-country world, if not the national cross-country world, as they almost pulled off what I would call an upset as they finished just 2 points behind Georgetown in the women's race. Sammy Corman, the individual winner on the women. You see now they're back inside the woods here as part of our cross-country coverage. Liam Dennis, the freshman from Butler, one of the early leaders. As we're only a couple minutes in at the moment. When we can, we'll get you updated on the 1,100-meter splits. As just like the women, you'll see a heavy pack. Good to see a lot of UConn jerseys in there. You'll see some of the cuts as well. They are tight. As we mentioned, 4 seniors taking it home last year as the Villanova men ending that 4-year run from Georgetown. Georgetown, a close second to Villanova the years before, so they were able to come back and take care of business. There's the course that we were talking about as you see the outer loop on your Big East Digital Network screen. And keep in mind, it's nice to see that highlighted in yellow because that is a devastating finish as you try to climb that final route there. As it relates to Creighton in the men's race, Creighton has finished in 8th place each of the past 2 years. Last season, 6 of Creighton's 7 finishes at the Big East meet were freshmen or sophomores. Creighton's top runner on the men's side is Chase Howard, who redshirted last season. Last year's Creighton's top 3 finishes were Michael Buckley, Danny Bonneman, and John Quigley. That's a little nugget on Creighton. Good to see that map a moment ago. And in just a little bit, we are going to have an opportunity to talk to the Big East champion this year, Sammy Corman, who I believe joins me now. Sammy Corman competed last year, finished 10th. This year, you finished first, the gold medal winner. Sammy, that will never get old, right? How's it feel to win the gold medal for Georgetown?
Finish up alongside one of my teammates, Maggie, who got second. It was really awesome being out in the course with her.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that, because really from the opening gun right to the finish, you two were side by side.
Yeah, we planned to kind of work together, feed off each other's energy, and I was really proud of how we achieved that out there, and it was really nice going up that last hill and being right there with her and knowing that it was just her and I working together and pushing each other.
Well, and because of those two, with the rest of your team, UConn challenged, but you get the narrow team title as win. I know you're thrilled about the gold medal individually, but how about the gold medal as a team?
That feels way better, way better. We came here looking for that, and so proud of all of us for pulling it off. It's been a few years too long since we've done that, so super proud of everyone.
And as a team, the fact that UConn returns and threatens you, I think that's good for Big East cross country on the women's side, right?
Absolutely. It seemed like it was a pretty strong year given all the circumstances, so it was really awesome to be out here with such great competitors.
All right, last question. I'm going to ask you to look into the screen and talk to all the Georgetown Hoya fans, the fans not just for your sport, but Georgetown Hoyas entirely. What's your message to them?
Hoya Saxa.
All right, well done. Congratulations on winning the gold medal and the team title. Go enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
All right, well done. The Georgetown Hoyas, Sammy Corman.
A winning effort into my first year here. It's beyond words, and just thinking about all the alumni and the support staff back on campus. It means so much to win, but just to have all the support leading in, and I know all the enthusiasm that the alumni will have and the team at home, it means everything.
Mitchell Baker, the women's coach, and of course you saw not one but two Georgetown Hoyas at the front of the pack the entire race. Did you know that was going to be the plan coming in, Coach?
Well, it looked a little bit calculated early on. I don't think anybody was too keen on breaking away. Sometimes you have that in a smaller championship setting like this. They both have been running great. We just had the one data point from a couple weeks ago, our season opener, and they both ran really well, but there were really a lot of great athletes in the Big East, so I wasn't expecting 1-2. I thought they both could challenge to be top 5, but 1-2 was a really pleasant surprise and really helped the team title chances, obviously, because that's huge to start with those bottom points.
Once again, we're here with Mitchell Baker, not Coach Bonzi. Mitchell Baker runs the women's program, and, of course, Bonzi on the men's side. And talking about Coach Bonzi, how about that relationship between the two of you and the entire coaching staff?
Well, we sit next to each other in pre-pandemic times, so I learned a lot from him the last couple of years, sharing an office space with him, obviously as an alum, and been a part of many years of great running here. I absorbed a ton from him, from everything from the runners of the past to where to train properly and kind of what he thinks of the Big East and how to win these types of races. So it's really been invaluable, and obviously Coach McKenzie now as the director of the program, as an alum too. It's been huge to help us get back to this point to win a championship.
Final question. Tell us how happy you are for Sammy and her work ethic to get this gold medal Big East style.
Yeah, I'm so happy for her, but when I saw her and Maggie working together up the hill, I just knew how much it meant for them to do that for their team, and so I think if she had won and the team had lost by a couple points rather than won, I know that wouldn't have felt like nearly the victory that she wanted. So to see her help the team in that way, I know it's a great reflection on who she is as an athlete and how much she's developed here at Georgetown and how much of a great teammate she is.
By the way, you're much better looking than Coach Bonzi, so sorry, the mask kind of threw me off. Mitchell Baker, congrats on being the Big East women's champions in cross country. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Mitchell Baker in his first year as the top man for the women. And speaking of the Georgetown men, we can tell you that Jack Salisbury for Georgetown through 3:13 leading the pack at the moment. Chase Howard from Creighton, I just mentioned his name, was in second through the first split. James Maniscalco from UConn, along with Will Brisbane, also from UConn, as they make some noise. Georgetown at the moment has 4 runners in the top 10, led by Jack Salisbury, the junior, followed by Chase Howard, but also in the top 10 for the Hoyas, Jance Tossenson, as well as Shea Wheelbaker and Parker Stokes. So Georgetown looks to be acquiring all kinds of points. Don't count out UConn, though. James Maniscalco is in 3rd place, Will Brisbane in 4th place. But the leader right now, Jack Salisbury, the junior from Georgetown. As we are 10 minutes into this one, Delighted to be with you for the 2021 Big East Championships. Delighted to talk to Sammy Corman, the gold medal winner for the women, and Mitchell Baker, of course, the women's cross-country coach for Georgetown in his first year. Team scores early on. We can tell you UConn with an early lead right now at 34, Georgetown at 39, Butler way behind at 109. It could be, again, Connecticut and Georgetown coming down to the wire just like for the women. Should be the same for the men. We're going to step aside. We'll come back to show you the team champion and the individual champion, the Big East Cross Country Championships on the Big East Digital Network. Big East fans, after the championships are over, take a shot at savings with Geico. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO for a free quote tonight. The Georgetown women are your Big East women's champs, and Georgetown and UConn look to be battling early on. Butler on the men's national rankings came in 28th, Villanova 30th. UConn was receiving votes. Butler last week was the first time in the national ranking since 2010. Plenty of internationals. Simone Bedard, the French international, led the way for them at Lipscomb in their only cross-country race so far this season. 2019 NCAA cross-country qualifiers, Barry Keane from Waterford, Ireland, and he was your Big East 10K champ at the 2009 track champs, finished 9th at the European Under-23s in the 10K. The Nova men, number 1 in the Mid-Atlantic region for the first time since 2015. They have 2 Australians leading their charge, and Phillips and Strinsos, which continues a line of Australian athletes like Jordy Williams and Olympian Sean McEntee. Marcus O'Sullivan, their coach, is a 4-time Irish Olympian, 3-time world indoor champ at 1,500 meters and ran sub-4 in the mile 100 times. And, of course, UConn making noise under Coach Greg Roy, 34th year at UConn, led by Eric Vander Els, 8th last year at the AACs. Always tough comparing times from different courses, but has a 24:10 personal best for the 8K. And as we mentioned, last year's individual winner, Ewan Makepeace, your 2019 Big East Cross Country champion, of course, has moved on. Take a look back at the splits again here. Get it updated for you from this beautiful course in Cary, North Carolina. Right now, again, Connecticut with a slight lead as we are halfway through here. And on the team side, Jack Salisbury, I believe, continues to lead. We'll try to get that updated for you as well on the individual side. Starting to get a little bit of separation. Remember, there's not once but twice they've got to climb a long open hill as part of this course, and then tight corner and cuts inside. You see the team tents as it starts to open up just a little bit here out on the course. So Barry Keane from Butler, expected to be one of the potential winners, and he is leading it for Butler. I can tell you that Josh Phillips is in 7th. The early tabulations has UConn ahead, but that can score as they continue to change the score, of course, as we continue following the Big East Men's Cross Country Championships, 8K here at Cary, North Carolina. Last year, Villanova broke a 4-year run as Marcus O'Sullivan, one of the legends of the game, had Villanova win it with 36 points. Georgetown finished in second with 42. This after Georgetown won in 15, 16, 17, and 18. Prior to that, Villanova had won in 11, 13, and 14. Syracuse, previously in the Big East, won it in 2012. So if not including Syracuse, since 2008, it's been either Georgetown or Villanova winning the Big East cross-country championships. As now some separation happening out on the course. Do want to thank Mitchell Baker, the head women's cross-country coach, as, of course, when you take a look at the Georgetown coaching staff, as he so appropriately pointed out, Alton McKenzie leads it. Brandon Bonzi is the men's top man who we'd be talking to if they won. Mitchell Baker, of course, the women's cross-country coach. 16:23 into this one. And Barry Keene, your leader, as he had a 14:29 time through the 4,800 meter split, followed by Marcelo Roca, the junior from Providence, Jance Tostenson, Jack Salisbury. Remember, Salisbury was leading early for Georgetown. Georgetown with 3 in the top 10 through the 4,800 meter splits. As the team score updated through the 4,800 meter splits, Georgetown strengthening their lead, 41, Butler at 57, Villanova right there at 58. So Butler making some noise here as well, as we just rattled off the fact that for the men, it's been either Villanova or Georgetown since 2008, short of 3 titles by former Big East member Syracuse. And on the flip side, Georgetown was the runner-up in 2019. Villanova was the runner-up in 2018. Same thing in 15 and 14 with Villanova and Georgetown respectively. And Georgetown had 2 more runner-up finishes in 2012 and 2011. Hopefully you're seeing the stream okay where you are. It is actually frozen for the moment here, as of course when anytime you're outdoors and you're at this big monstrous facility, internet is always difficult. Georgetown, though, I can tell you, appears to be looking at a double here, as they are well ahead of Butler with Villanova in 3rd place. The connection here for me, I can tell my producer is lost, so I'll do my best to follow along with the results on flashresults.com and follow along with you at home. Updated team results just coming in. Georgetown with the lead over Butler, 41-57. Updated running results, still waiting on that, as it was Keene who had the lead. We'll try to get you up to date on whether he is still holding that lead. Again, through the 4,800 meter split, before the feed was lost, it was Keene from Georgetown, Providence's Roca, followed by Keene from Butler, rather, followed by Roca from Providence, followed by 2 Georgetown Hoyas, Tostenson and Salisbury. Barry Keene from Butler, by the way. There was a couple coaches that told me pre-race that they thought Keene would have a good chance to win it. So we'll keep you posted on that. And we do hope to stick around on the Big East Digital Network afterwards to show you the trophy presentation. And if we can, no guarantees, but we'll also try to talk to the winning coach and the gold medalist individual runner. Georgetown in first, as Tostenson sitting in 3rd, Salisbury in 4th, Wellbaker in 9th, Nicholson in 12th, Payamps in 13th. That's part of their success. Butler in 2nd, led by the individual leader at the moment, Keene. In 6th place, Shims. Bedard is another runner we thought maybe could win. The Frenchman, last time we checked, was in 10th place, so in the top 10. 3 Butler runners in the top 10. Georgetown, 3 runners in the top 9. Villanova has Strintstos at 5, Phillips at 7, and O'Donovan at 11. Providence with Roca was in 2nd. Now remember that final stretch here, which I'm actually going to go out and just peek around the corner, as I am calling this one just like you guys are watching it just off of a phone. But we're going to do our best here as we try to bring you the first championship for the Big East of the year. This weekend, we will crown a Big East women's basketball champion, and more championships coming to you on the Big East Digital Network as well. Delighted to be with you, and of course, I want to thank our sponsors, Jeep, SoFi, and Geico. We're in Cary, North Carolina, WakeMed Soccer Park. This wonderful cross-country course has hosted multiple conferences, including the ACC, as I mentioned, NC State, a top 5 team. We're going to take a break, try to get the signal back here, and bring you the finish of the Big East Men's Cross Country Championships right here on the Big East Digital Network. Halfo Strintzos just crossed the finish line, followed by Barry Keene. So Strintzos, the sophomore from Villanova, with the late push. And now Simone Bedard coming across. You'll see UConn in the 4th place finish, followed by another runner from Butler. I believe that's Remy Shins. And now more runners are finishing as we took a break, came back, and everybody coming across. Joss Phillips. We'll see Roca and several Providence runners. Now Georgetown's got 4 in a row as the Hoyas look to do the double. A couple Villanova runners. Butler, Villanova, more Butler here at the finish. Everybody coming in strong. Jack McMahon from Butler, Charlie O'Donovan, Parker Stokes from Georgetown, Matthew Payams from Georgetown, and Camden Gilmore from Georgetown, part of what we think will give Georgetown the team title. Congratulations, though, to Halfto Strintzos, who was able to overcome Barry Keene really in the last 50 yards to win the individual gold medal. More runners coming across as they continue to tabulate the results. Butler is actually looking very strong. In fact, it could be Butler with the team title as they're well ahead of Georgetown. We'll get that updated more. Butler, again, it looks like with their top 7 runners, Butler will not let Georgetown complete the sweep as Butler jam-packed in there. As we go back and look at the athletic results individually, Butler with Keene, Bedard, and Shins in the top 4 or 5, we believe, will mean Butler will win the team title. Again, Strintzos from Villanova will take the individual title, but at the moment it's looking like Butler has put a different name here for the men's team championship. Butler winning their first title last year on the women's side in the Big East ever. This would be the first title on the men's side if these scores hold up. Again, that's unofficially, but right now on results, flashresults.com, it is showing Butler as your Big East champs. We will confirm that for you, of course. Yep, and indeed it is Strintzos in first, followed by Keene, Bedard at 2nd and 3rd. Eric Vander Els from UConn at 4th. Remy Shins at 5th from Butler. So Butler with 3 in the top 5, 4 in the top 10. Georgetown, part of the reason why I thought perhaps they were going to win it, they were at 6, 10, 11, 12, and 13. But with Butler with a 2, 3, a 5, a 9, and a 16, followed by a 19 and a 20, I do believe that will be